Welcome to mine and my old man's attempt at trying to restore this 164-580. Now I used to run this channel back in the day. I'd done truck shows, cinematic truck videos, truck spotting, trucks on the move, anything custom truck related. A year ago I bought this lorry in auction and I thought perfect opportunity to make some videos on her. So we'll give her a little look round. Cab's pretty mint, to be fair. The most work that we need on the chassis, but we'll get to the chassis in a minute. Yeah, she ain't too shabby. So we got a Kelso light bar up there, 6 spots, 164-580, 2002. That's all good, that's all good, that's all good. That's not good. Bits like that might want to be worked on. Paint flicking off there. It's an old lorry. She's been sitting outside for the last 5 years. These used to be blue. I think someone swapped them out, so they're not its original ones. Here's a mid-lift. Everyone loves a tag. I love a tag. I'm not fast. Mid-lift's just as good. But yeah, got me stacks. They're no Eminox, but they're still noisy. Give you a look round the chassis and then we'll get inside and show the interior. This had all checker plate on it. I took that off, and because it's been sitting outside, this has actually stayed quite well. This is quite good. It's been out of weather, so I'm quite lucky for that, quite fortunate for that. But when you move to the back ain't great. But that's why we're here, to give her a bit of life again. She's looking a bit worse for wear now. She's in the dry. She's in an open barn. Best place for her. So she's a bit cobwebby. Could do with a wash. A bit dusty yard. Bought some parts for her already. But yeah, she does need a little bit of love. Long term, this lorry, I'm not going to work it. She's just going to be a show pony. I'd like to get a set of Duo Brights for her. That'd be nice. Paint all this up. Make it my own. So we jump in. Let's give you a little tour. She's a classic edition. So we got the top lookers, leather seats, walnut dash. She's done 1.2 mil, which is about normal for lorries these age. You find one with less, it's more rare. Got the top lockers, got the top bunk. As everyone says, this is the best setup cab they've ever had. Got retarder, full walnut steering wheel, walnut dash, and honestly the interior is very mint. 3/3, which is what we like. Do like a 3/3. There's some things in this lorry that confuse me, so since I picked her up from the auction, I haven't touched her. I've parked her up and haven't had time to because I've been restoring a Fulton Major. So you got a massive spotlight up there, which is clearly big enough for your interior light, because yeah, you don't need them ones, you need a big one. Think, oh yeah, they just wire it up here, whatever, you know. Interior lights. Right. They've actually put a plug in the wall for that with a wire hanging down. I mean, talk about a bodge job. So it's a bit like that. That's concerning. There's a little bit dirt there, but like I said, I haven't touched it. Have not touched it since I picked her up from auction. Got everything you need with it, apart from curtains. There's no curtains. They've actually taken the things out the side of the lorry, both sides. Which doesn't make much sense to me, but that's just daft in my opinion. Pretty sure that one's the fridge. But yeah, they're all good. So I got some bits already. New air tank. That's not an air tank, that's an air tank. New airbag, new air tank, new airbag, new air tank. We've got some straps and whatnot. With a bit of Red Bull and ratchet strap and a fuel tank, which is empty, by the way. It's empty, don't worry. We got bits everywhere. We fully have bits everywhere. Like we've even got an air horn to go with it. Just the one. Want some Nedkins for her though. Yeah, need some Nedkins. Oh look, we've got another cap there. That'll do, wouldn't it? Anderson lead. Bit of MOT exhaust. This is the stage you wonder if this lorry will ever get done, or will it just be filled up full of parts. Got me bits in there. Ready for another time. That should be quite an interesting project, so come along for the journey. See what we can do. Won't be long till we get her started, get her in the workshop, start some work on her, but you'll probably see this in this video. Might be the next clip. sound a little rough there, but that's because she ain't been run properly. She just keeps starting and stopping, so. There we go. I'll show you now why we need to change the air tank. Yeah. I don't even know if we'll be able to move off. There's so much air coming out of it. Which is why we got these babies. We'll see. I'm going to try and let the air build up of, well, of what air it's trying to. There we go. We'll open the windows and listen to her. But the problem is, the windows don't work. The only thing that does work is the electric sunroof. Right, there's our first problem. She's not building up enough air. Oh, I was going to say the brakes won't release, but the brakes are off now. Right, she's on the move. Get her out the shed. Sits in there quite pretty. All ready to be worked on. All this is leftover stuff when I was restoring the Fortune Major, which is over there. Now we got this baby. Big noisy V8. She sounds pretty sweet. Well, apart from the air leak. Just imagine there's no air leak, but we'll get that sorted. Do I reckon. Not a pass MOT. You'll be able to hear me now over a noisy V8. So first thing I'm going to do is I think I'm going to take this panel off here and take it to be paint matched, because there's not really anything better. It's a shame this side locker hasn't got anything blue on it, otherwise that side locker would be perfect too. But if I take this whole section off, I'll be able to get her paint matched. Not sure how these side panels come off, but it's a learning curve. By the looks of it, it looks like it's just that bolt there, another bolt down there, and the whole thing should just come off. There's one. Oh, there we go. Oh dear. Right, that was lucky. Just found a third one sitting in there. There's one there that's still connected. There we go. This is what we're left with. Yeah, there's one there I missed completely. Even though it's most obvious space, you would have thought that one would have been more difficult, but 4 bolts, nice and easy, straight off. I'll just shut this down now. Don't look right, does it? I'm going to take this home, I'm going to polish her up, and hopefully we can get some paint matched on it. Trick is not to lose these 4. I could put it in here, but ooh, yeah, I didn't realise they were that bad. Yeah, we're gonna have to. Is that a fuse? I'm gonna have to clear that out, I reckon. If I put them here, I shouldn't get lost. So I'm gonna get that panel paint matched, and the other thing I want to do as well is get the chassis. The chassis doesn't really need to be paint matched, but I want to get it to as close as red as possible. Try and keep it the same, because if I don't end up painting the engine bay, and I want it to sort of match, so I've just got to take a bit of red off somewhere and get that close as I can. I mean, to be fair, it's that rusty. I could just take a bit of red off and be like, there you go, mate, here's a bit of rust. You can keep it for your troubles. If I do this, you can't call me Trucker Tim style, where I rip things off, because this is knackered anyway. Like, it's not even attached. There's nothing of it. Safe to say, I think these straps have had it, but it's got a little bit of red on it. I can clean it up, match it up, and we're good to go. We got paint. Just like that, got it back. We've got our red chassis paint and we've got 1 litre blue, 1 litre white, 1 litre of blue. I forgot to film this bit, I got a bit carried away, but we've got the air tanks off and we've got some lights so we can see what we're doing. Got the right colour, that can go back on. That's back on all nicely, looking a bit shinier than the rest of the lorry. One thing after another, I should have filmed it, I didn't film it, but you can see how the needle gun has done our work. Done the easy bits now, but just starting to get to a bit more harder to reach ones down in here. So what I'm going to do is cut these zip ties, move these lines out the way so I can get underneath that crusty stuff in there. That's cleaned that side up a little bit better. Gonna leave the rest of the chassis until I swap the wheels around and get a bit more access in there. So we're gonna take off the front bumper. Taking out 2 bolts. One come out, not too bad. The other one snapped, but it's gonna happen, isn't it? Yeah, this is what we're dealing with. Just surface rust, that's all it is, just surface rust. This ain't going too well. I thought it would go a little bit better, I didn't think it'd be this bad. This side isn't as bad, to be fair. Look, just a bit of paint on this side. Look at that. Basically solid. Right, so the bolt never actually came out. What happened was, as soon as I turned it with the impact gun, it spun the rust inside it and snapped off. The temptation to put a needle gun to this is very, very tempting, even though it's gone. I mean, I don't know how many layers there is on that, but that's definitely not the paint flicking off. Yeah, so I think it's new bumper time. New bumper, old bumper. That looks a bit better. Better than that one. First thing I'm going to do is take out these fog lights. The new bumper, which sits over there, doesn't come with these bits. So it looks like I've got to try and save this bit. And those bolts came out okay. I'm not sure about the other side. I might have to try and find a new bracket for it. One. Ooh. Ooh, yeah, that's knackered.
place for the switcher.
That's just new lorries for you.
You go and press the horn and you end up bloody washing windows.
We've taken 6 of the bigger bolts out the end of the bottom of the bumper. Now he's just taking out the side bolts, 2 at the bottom, 2 at the top.
They didn't even use the right connectors.
Yeah, I don't know what's gone on there.
Well, obviously they've had to join the wire, but they're not even proper. They're not even proper bloody connectors. For
No, they've literally just shoved them in there and crimped it.
Yeah. That's a bad job, but
It's a bod's job though.
yeah. You bought all this rust.
Huh?
I said you bought all this rust and then you're throwing it away.
Oh no.
Paid good money for this rust.
Right, she's off. That was a lot more difficult than it should have been. The awkward bit was this cable. Now, I could be wrong, but what me and Dad sort of worked out was when this cable, well, when the bumper was brand new, when it was built in from factory, I think they put the cable through and then wired it up. I don't think there's any connectors where you can take it off and then feed it through. So it was that rusty anyway, we ended up cutting it out. Because the cable sat in this little section, it's fed through this gap here, which is the same as this bit over here. It'll be fed through there. Now we're left with something that looks a lot cleaner. We could blow all that crap out in there and then put a needle gun to it. Anything else that's loose, there's a little bit of surface there, but that actual frame is completely fine. But we'll put a needle gun to it, we'll put some paint on it, and then we'll put that bumper back on. That's looking miles better already. You can see where it's pitted there. It's pitted quite badly, but there's nothing I can do about that unless I want to sit there and fill it, but it's hidden anyway. It's just to protect it a little bit more because that goes behind the bumper and then you won't even be able to see the bumper. So this is proper hidden, but it's more to protect it than anything else. This doesn't need to be an amazing job because, like I said, it's going to be hidden. That's why I'm only putting on 1 coat of paint, because I'm brushing it on. It's going on quite thick, so it'll only need 1 coat, and considering you won't see it, it doesn't really matter. But like I said, it's only to protect it. That's the red painted on there now. Looks quite good, to be fair. Not too shabby. Will never be seen again once we put the bumper on, but that will do. Now we're coming up to the hardest bit. This bumper was a lot more difficult than it should have been, but not really any surprises. It is a pattern part, so it was difficult to try and get all the bolts in, try and get it lined up, but we got it lined up, we got the bolts in completely fine. The problem was, after we put the bumper on, was that cable. So that cable Dad's just grabbed there, that was our biggest problem. But at this stage, we thought the cable with the millions and millions of wires inside was the perfect place for it, because we didn't want to cut it in half and rejoin it to go through the bumper, because that's just stupid. So we continued to put the bumper back on. We got the bumper fully secured, all ready to go. Then I attempted to put the fold down grille back on. I struggled to put the fold down grille back on with the brackets already on it. So I took the brackets off and put the singular bracket on. As soon as I bolted that bracket on, I pushed it up to make sure everything was all right. And it wasn't all right. I couldn't fully close it or push it in because as it goes in, it touches and crushes the wire. The only way we can solve this now is to take off the bumper. It's a bit of a step back, but not a massive step back. It is what it is. Things happen. You live and you learn. It'll be all right. At least we've made some progress considering what the old bumper, the original bumper, looked like.